Cindy, you don't even have a dress.
You're not going anywhere in those rags.
Put them together and what have you got? Bippity-boppity. Put them together and what?
Cindy?
Introducing an all-new crossover, Toyota CHR. Toyota, let's go places.
When do you want us to start that? That we're looking for the University of Hartford, Ashley Claude, just coming back off of injury. She was out for the majority of the season, but now she's back, scored 2 goals against UMBC when they had that trip down to Maryland. Also, Bridget Alexander, she can really control the ball, too, down low.
Yeah, and Sarah Martin for the University of Vermont Catamounts had a great season so far. 3 goals, 5 assists. One of those goals a game winner. Expect to see her play a big role today along Brooke Jenkins, junior from Rhode Island, 5 goals, 2 assists, and a game winner of her own. So definitely a very even matchup, and both teams with a lot to play for today.
Yeah, and like Coach LaFave, she was saying that, Brooke Jenkins, a real competitor. She's been nailing some of these shots. She's just been missing over the top of the net. If she can put these shots on goal, she's definitely got a great opportunity to beat keeper Brian Perez for the University of Hartford.
And something that Hartford coach John Natale talked about is with so much parity in the league this year, it's which team finishes their chances, which team makes the least mistakes, really plays a big role because unlike past seasons, you need to make the most of every opportunity.
Yeah, and definitely last Thursday night's match against UNH just epitomized that. UNH able to take advantage of some great opportunities, and then Brooke Murphy just came in. She put in the game winner against the University of Hartford. Magali Kairouz, though, she came in.
And as the players are leaving the pitch, we will go to our break. This will be the last break. When we come back, we'll have all the action. Stay with us. We'll see you in a moment. Welcome back. This is Sean Mecke alongside Ryan Ginty. As we take a look down on the field, both teams just about ready to go. First, let's talk a little bit, Ryan, about Coach LaFave.
Yeah, we got a chance to catch up with Coach Lefebvre before the match, and one of the things she was telling us is that, you know, UVM, they haven't been healthy all year long, but this is an older team, really counting on that experience to help take them through and really guide them through this match and the rest of the conference play.
And of course, on the other side, Hartford coach John Natale.
Yeah, so Coach John, you know, he was a little bit disappointed. You could see in his face after the performance last week. You know, thought that they played a great 90 minutes of soccer. You know, just weren't able to take advantage of their opportunities, and then, you know, ended up falling 2-1. You know, they got their last goal at the 85-minute mark, and really had a last flurry of 5 minutes to close out that game, but just couldn't get it done. You know, had a open shot at net, missed, just went wide left there. But you know, he's really looking at this game as one that, you know, Hartford has to come out and they got to win this game to stay in second place in the conference standings.
That's right, Ryan. So much at stake for both of these teams and really for just about every team in the league. We'll talk more about that later as the action has begun down on the field. Let's real quick get you some starters. First for the visiting team, in goal, Coco Speckmeyer. Across the back, Maddie Mason-Garb, Casey Garfinkel, Christina Berry, Sydney Kamer, Anna Keimel in the midfield, along with Sarah Martin, Angie Salvi, and up top, Colby Snyder, Brooke Jenkins, and Savannah Urich. For the home team, the Hartford Hawks, in goal, Maya Perez. Across the back, Madison Stabile, Haley Nolan, Anna Cronin, and Skylar Vitiello. In the center of the park, Sierra Stone, Molly Soha, and Magali Carew. And across the top, Kayla Lozada, Bridget Alexander, and Ashley Claude. So both teams coming out today in a 4-3-3.
Pollinating. I might get more hair.
Sydney Kameyer on the ball. Plays it in for Kamol. And now Snyder. Deep in the Hartford attack for the first time today. Tries to get around Vitiello. Vitiello is able to clear.
Vitiello, a great defender for this Hartford Hawks team. Very reliable, of course, back there. Anna Cronin as well. She's been playing phenomenal this year defensively for this team. And, of course, Haley Nolan as well.
And speaking of Vitiello, who can forget the goal she scored against Vermont last year in a semifinal that put Hartford through to the championship match against Albany. These two teams, a very long record, the longest series in the history of America East women's soccer competition. Vitiello was the difference the last time these two teams met.
Yeah, 36th time today that these two teams have met. I mean, that's some familiarity that both these teams will have. You know, a lot of these young players for University of Hartford getting their first shot at this team. But, you know, as Coach Lefebvre said, there's a bunch of seniors and juniors here for Vermont that have been to Hartford, and they seem to have been here quite a bit.
There's Claude breaking through, finding a bit of space. Centers it. Finds Lozada. And that's well taken away by Christina Berry. Vermont able just to clear. Haley Nolan will go back to retrieve. Vermont is pressing. Perez elects to send it long. It's a good win by Keimel, who distributes to Sydney Kameyer. Barry will swing it across the back through Garfinkel. Nolan's pass given away. Now Vermont with a chance to break. Here's Snyder. Snyder unable to turn the corner on Vitiello. Hartford thinks they have the throw. The officials decide differently. Speaking of officials, our center referee this evening is Eric Forrest. Our two linesmen are David Lima and Frank Soma.
Yeah, Sarah Martin there talking to the ref, trying to get a call there for a push in the back from Vitiello. Working the referee early here in the match.
Mason Garbs centers for Martin. A rare poor touch from Martin. Hartford looking to break. Can they go with speed? Carew elects to pull it back, but it's still Hartford. Garfinkel. A lot of passes not connecting out there, Ryan, possibly due to some early game jitters. Although Claude gets on the end of this mistake, puts it through for Bridget Alexander.
And that's a duo that John Talley really likes to have on the field now with Claude back there. That gives him a lot of weapons in the offensive front for the University of Hartford. But Brooke, really good one-on-one. Claude able to move well past the defense and find the lane.
14 goals on the season so far between this front three of Lozada, Alexander, and Claude. Of course, Claude missing nearly 8 games during the course of the season. She's been in a form lately.
Those last 2 goals against UMBC down in Maryland really put the mark on her return to this team. You know, she had a couple good looks last match as well against UNH, but wasn't able to connect. But she is definitely playing with some energy and pace here.
Foul called there on Molly Soha. Played a little bit too much of the person, not enough of the ball. Now Vermont with a chance to send one in. Martin to send it in. Deep into Hartford territory, it bounces in the box. But no one gets on the other end of it. Maya Perez with an opportunity to clear her lines. Good win by Anna Keimel. Here's Keimel looking for the far post. Instead it finds Vidiello looking for Alexander. Sierra Stone does well to break that one up. Pardon, that was Magali Carew. Ryan, if we look across the back four for the University of Vermont, LaFave mentioning that she's had to make some unusual choices in the lineup there.
Yeah, had a number of injuries. This is a team that hasn't been fully healthy all year long. You know, unfortunate for Coach LaFave. You know, she's been trying to piece it together, but, you know, hoping that they get healthy as the season goes on. But, you know, having to really rely on these seniors to play in positions that they're normally not playing in.
This time of year, injuries can really plague a team. Very important to find the depth on your roster in order to accommodate for those injuries. Both center backs who typically start for Vermont are out for this match. See number 29, Maddie Mason Garb, playing at left back. She comes on, pushes Garfinkel into the center. Sent in by Nolan. Good clearance by Vermont. Anna Keimel decides to put it out, give her team a chance to get behind the ball. Strong play by Angie Salvi, the freshman. Brooke Jenkins called for the contact there. That's good pressure from Vermont. Ten minutes gone. Neither team able to put together a string of passes yet. Both teams with lots of energy. We'll see if this match starts to settle in. Good clean battle there.
I think the referee might have missed that one just a little bit there. It looks like Angie Salvi getting tangled up with Magali K-Ruz.
And we'll see how Eric Forrest treats the rest of the match. He must have seen some of that contact and decided it was inconsequential. Most players don't get too upset with the referee over something like that as long as it goes the same both ways. Tell you, Ryan, Angie Salvi has been a physical presence so far in the midfield for Vermont. Won that ball. She's done a lot to break up the Hartford attack.
Yeah, she's got two very physical players that she's going to be dealing with as well, too, in Sierra Stone and Molly Soha. You know, Stone got some of the best ball handling skills on this pitch. And Soha, not afraid to go toe-to-toe with anybody.
Sarah Martin going up against Magali K-Ruz. Finds her co-captain Brooke Jenkins. Vermont starting to string some passes together, but headed backward. Here's Garfinkel. Does well to free up Mason Garb. Mason Garb looking into the channel. Savannah Urich.
That's the second time they're trying to find Savannah Urich down there here on the near side. Set her free. She's got some pace.
Yeah, I see Urich breaking all the way from the right side of the field. Difficult for a defense to track that runner coming all the way from the other flank. Nearly connects there, but Haley Nolan saw it. Shields the ball out for a goal kick. Flicked on by Vidiello. So high. Martin comes in to poke it away.
Play big. Play big. Nice, Molly. Nice.
I want to talk about a physical battle, too, right? Sarah Martin, she's all in it as well.
And neither team able to find any time on the ball in the midfield. Even numbers in the center of the park and well matched.
Colby Snyder making herself a nuisance down here. Caroline Peterson doing a good job of shutting down Angie Salvi, slowing down the attack for Vermont.
Dangerous ball sent across the face of goal. A little bit too wide. Cleared away now by Hartford. Here goes K-Ruz. Pokes it past one, but Martin's back to collect. Here's Mason Garb. K-Ruz back, recovers. Now it's Garfinkel. Garfinkel driving forward. Looking for goal, Garfinkel. In the end, easy enough for Maya Perez. Perhaps thought she caught Perez sleeping. Decent effort.
Yeah, she... Take a look here at the shot. See Garfinkel coming up, long range shot, puts it back. Maya Perez goes all the way back, almost to the line in there. Goes up and gets it.
Ball sent in again by Vermont. They're starting to connect more with some of these long balls. And shielded out again for a goal kick.
Yeah, my Perez with the kick out of here. You know, she's a rookie goalkeeper. She had a solid outing against Siena last month where Hartford Hawks got a 2-0 win, but she turned away 10 shots in that match, getting double digits up there, you know, really putting up some good saves for the keeper. You know, she has been strong back here in the net for the University of Hartford this season.
Neither goalkeeper truly tested in the opening 15 minutes. We'll have a chance to talk more about Maya Perez and her counterpart Coco Speckmeyer, perhaps as they're drawn into action as the game continues. Here's Peterson on the left side, trying to find Lozada. Now it's long for Alexander. Alexander in a foot race.
Beat her. Up.
Alexander versus Kmeyer. Kmeyer able to recover.
Nice head, Molly.
Hartford able to retain possession. Here's Soha, who won the initial header. She's looking for Lozada. Ball sent in deep. Lozada can give chase. But Christina Berry should be able and does shield this out for a goal kick.
Lock it in, White.
Take a look at Coco Speckmeyer, senior goalkeeper from Miami, Florida. She's got 4 shutouts on the year.
That's not going to help her, though. Sending that right out there, missing a clear. Ashley Claude all over it, looking to link up with Bridget Alexander.
Now Vidiello. Alexander. Alexander does well to shield it. Unable to connect with a teammate. And Sarah Martin on the ball. Mason Garb with some space. 1v1 versus Vidiello. She'll cut it back. Here's Urich. A lot of fluidity in this Vermont lineup. Martin finding Jenkins. Jenkins looking for Martin on the give and go. Vidiello reads it. She'll send it out for a Vermont throw. Ball sent into the back post. Perez coming out, calls for it. In the end, a good play from the goalkeeper. Vermont winning it back. But the through ball straight to the goalkeeper. Bit of late contact there by Anna Keimel. Eric Forrest had a good view. Here's Keiru. Keiru sliding in, sending it out.
Looks like we got Julia Carr coming on for the University of Hartford, substituting for Bridget Alexander. That's going to be an interesting spot for Julia Carr to come in now, usually playing in the midfield.
Carr, a very versatile player. Typically been in the midfield for the Hawks this year. Did play up front a good bit for them last year as well. But 20 minutes or less into the match, that's a pretty early substitution. Don't know if maybe Alexander is ailing in some way or if Coach Natali sees something that he wants to try to exploit.
Well, she did have a stress fracture last match, and she did come out just for a little bit, was able to come back in and regather.
Lozada serves, falls in the box. Hartford players arriving late. Claude taking her time, finds Vidiello. Great combination. Vidiello gets on the end of this one. An opportunity to serve. It's far post. And headed wide.
Well, that movement there from the Hartford offense was absolutely fantastic, right? A little give and go. Vidiello coming in, finding the space out wide, just filling that lane, drawing the defense, putting up a good cross. Nobody able to connect on it. It just came off Lozada's head just a little bit off the wrong direction, but promising, movement from this attack of Hartford.
Now Vermont stringing some passes together. 20 minutes in, looks like the nerves have settled a little bit. Both teams taking an opportunity to put together a little more measured attack. Well taken down by Brooke Jenkins. Now she tries to turn on Nolan. Nolan able to take it away.
This is going to be a physical match, and referee Summers is going to let it go. It's going both ways.
Yep. As we talked about earlier, there was that physical contact from Nolan.
Let him play.
Yep.
Now, if you're a player, you got to like this kind of contact, right? Let it go a little bit, especially the competitiveness of this match, what it means for conference standings this late in the season.
Neither of these two teams especially egregious in terms of yellow cards or excessive fouls, but there's a lot to play for. Every single ball is going to be very hotly contested. So far, it's been clean, if not physical. I will be interested to see, Ryan, 20 minutes into the match, what it does take for Eric Forrest to go to his pocket. I agree so far, no challenge deserving of a yellow card. But I'd be interested to see what does draw the card. Here's Claude. Nice combination between Claude and Carew. Julia Carr making the inside-out run.
Great patience by Carr to stay on sides through that, too.
She'll get it back.
Stone's got a wide-ranging shot.
Zato finding Carr with the left foot. In the end, not the pace she wanted on that shot.
I tell you, I do like Carr playing more down low there because, I mean, that does give her some good options in there. And just playing with a little bit more confidence than I noticed last time in her last outing against UNH.
Good challenge there from Sydney Kamar. But Hartford comes away with it for now. Here's Lozada. Switching it through Carew. Soha sends it even further out. And good read by Colby Snyder to put her body in between the ball and Vidiello. Draw the foul. .23 minutes gone. Still no score. Each team with one decent opportunity on frame. Here's a good opportunity. Perez seemed to read that a little bit quicker than Jenkins.
Yeah, just Haley Nolan, I think, let that ball get just a little bit in behind her. Could have been dangerous, but Perez was there to back her up on that one. Brooke Jenkins, she was in a good position. That is definitely a player you don't want to give any opportunities in front of the net.
Brooke Jenkins, a junior out of Smithfield, Rhode Island. Last year, a member of the America East all-rookie team. Ball cleared out by Sarah Martin. Seems a lot of the game, Ryan, has been on this side of the field.
Yeah, I think definitely some offensive adjustments. I've seen a lot more movement through the offensive attack and a lot more than I've seen throughout the rest of the season. They've been a little bit hesitant, kind of like sitting back, allowing things to try and happen and transpire. Now it looks like this Hartford attack is trying to make things happen.
Quick footwork there from Martin. Sends it forward for Snyder. That's the second time Snyder's taken one down off her chest very, very cleanly. Great option for Vermont in sending the ball forward. Garfinkel sends it up for Snyder. Centered in. Urich across to contest it, but it's away by Hartford. Here's Claude. Lozada with some space if Claude can find her. Instead, she'll come back onto this right side. Switch eventually does come. It's back for Claude. Claude sees it poked away, and we'll have another substitution.
Hartford, number 20, Gabriella Gamery.
That's Gabby Gamery back into the match. She'll replace Lozada.
Yeah, Gamery, she's been playing really well, playing really good as well. Looks like Lozada's still on the pitch.
You're right. It's actually Claude that comes off. Lozada coming over to the right side of the field.
Hartford having a tendency to play a lot on the right side of the field. You know, Lozada out there on the left side, kind of isolated. We've seen Gabby nail some good shots out there from the left wing.
Entering the game for Vermont.
And now Lozada perhaps with a chance to get on the ball a little bit more.
Ellie Spencer.
Gabby Gamery with a game-winning goal in overtime early this season to beat Stony Brook. That was a match we had here on ESPN3 that was absolutely exciting and thrilling all the way through.
Too shabby for your first career goal, huh, Ryan?
No, not at all.
Clever flick here from Sarah Martin. Nolan over to read it. Only as far as Jenkins.
Molly, two, Molly. Nice control, Molly.
Sent forward by Nolan. Garfinkel wins it over Carr. Here's Salvi. Maddie Mason-Garb has it stripped by Lozada. Mason-Garb back to recover, but Lozada has position. Lozada cuts inside. Here's Sierra Stone. Sierra Stone tries to dribble through three. It's kicked back out for Lozada and cleared away. Maddie Mason-Garb, last-ditch effort, sends it out for a throw.
This defense of Vermont is just absolutely, being put to the test here by Hartford.
That ball just a little bit over Gabby Gamery. Hartford definitely, as you said, Ryan, enjoying the last few minutes. Vermont definitely had their own spell a little bit before that. Good to see a back-and-forth match. Right now, Hartford's got Vermont pinned in deep. Julia Carr loses out to Christina Berry. Here's Salvi. Salvi able to hold it off until Urick comes in. Gamery all the way back to turn the ball back over for Hartford. And we're headed the other way. Stone. Sent across. At the back post, it's Lozada. It's over her head. Lozada able to keep it in. Didiello. She'll have one with her left foot.
A little bit too long range there from Vidiello trying to put it in. Maybe expecting somebody to come down far post for her. A little bit of miscommunication there, but, again, keeping this defense under pressure. You got to say, in what was a fairly even first 10 minutes, these last 20, University of Hartford has really done a great job of controlling possession.
Perhaps the substitutions by John Natali paying off, at least in terms of possession. Yet to see a substitution from Vermont. Definitely keep in mind the injury woes. Makes that bench just a little less deep. Barry will send it. Haley Nolan. Nolan, the center back, converted from a center midfielder. Been integral for the Hawks this year. Peterson and Gamery unable to connect. draws some groans from the crowd.
Got a pretty good crowd here. I'd say about 80% packed here at Al Marzouk Field for some Sunday afternoon college soccer action. Here in America East Conference matchup.
What a beautiful day for some soccer, Ryan.
A nice little overcast, but it's about 70 degrees. If you're looking to play sports, any sport, 70 degrees, this is ideal weather right here. You know, rain earlier in the day, but it didn't really matter. This is a beautiful new pitch here at the University of Hartford Marzouk Field that they just put in over the summer. So not affecting the footing at all.
Great work from Martin. Now sends it in with her left foot. Ball bouncing. In the end, doesn't challenge Perez very much. But you throw it on goal, sometimes things happen. See the coaching staff from Vermont asking their defense to play a higher line, keep the field more compact. They want to play deeper into Hartford territory. See if it makes it more difficult for Hartford to play out. Well, immediately paying off, intercepted by Kmeyer. But Hartford with an interception of their own. Here's Lozada. Lozada finding Carr. Fortunate bounce back to Lozada. Lozada flicking it up for herself. Cleared away. Now Lozada 1v1. Keiru closely marked. Lozada cutting inside. She'll find the longer pass with Carr. Carr looking to turn, find some space. Clears it for her left foot, takes the shot, and it's wide.
Just missing it out wide left, but you got to love what she did to set herself up with some space. You know, a little stop and go, had the defender completely dead to rights on the right side, turned it to her left, and just couldn't get a good shot off her left foot there.
Patience from the Hartford attack, paying off in the form of a good opportunity, but in the end, Carr's shot not on target.
So you see Magali Keiru, she's going to go ahead and she's going to make way for Beatriz Correa coming on. Beatriz coming by way of Berestena, Portugal.
Freshman with 2 assists already on the year. Just about 12 minutes to go in the first half. Nice, clever flick there from Brooke Jenkins. Excellent opportunity.
Yeah, Allie Spencer just mincing up through the Hartford defense there. Able to get past Haley Nolan originally. A little bit of help coming in with Skylar Vidiello. But shot on. Not a good opportunity at that shot, but a good individual effort to free herself up and give her some space.
Spencer snuck into the game when we weren't looking. I believe she replaced number 5, Colby Snyder. Looks like Brooke Jenkins playing out on the left side now. Here's Gabby Gamry.
That was smooth.
Looks like that adjustment from the Vermont coaching staff has had an immediate impact. Hartford having a far more difficult time playing out of the back. Vidiello able to get it forward, but cleared away. Now here's Lozada. Lozada switching the field through Soha. Soha sending it forward for Lozada. Not quite able to control. And it's well cleared away by Sydney Kmeyer.
Originally, you wonder if Stone should have given that ball a little bit earlier. Held on to it a little bit too long. Lozada, you know, ended up finding her through some space, but couldn't maintain it off the left foot. But Hartford's still in a great position here.
And credit Vermont for taking away those opportunities. responding quickly to take away the space. Well, here's Lozada with a little bit of room inside the box. Space on her left foot. She'll have a dig. Straight at the goalkeeper. Easily taken down by Coco Speckmeyer. Probably the best opportunity of the match so far. Lozada on her less favored left foot, able to get some good pace to the shot. In the end, doesn't seriously work the goalkeeper. Now Vermont with a chance to go the other way. Nolan having to work back toward her end line. Urich pressures her into a deep throw in for Vermont. Here come the subs.
Vermont, number 10, Ella Bankert.
That's Ella Bankert and Bridget King headed into the match. Looks like Martin's going to take a break. Not entirely sure who the other substitute was. Get confirmation from the scorer's table in just a moment. It's Savannah Urich is the other player to give way. So Martin and Urich, they'll both get a bit of an extra breather as we come into the last 9 minutes ahead of the half.
Yeah, Urich, she's been sprinting all over the field in the offensive end, coming from all the way from the right side of the pitch to the left side of the pitch, trying to get some of these balls.
Looks like Brooke Jenkins has dropped into the midfield. King replaces her on the left side of the field. Here's Jenkins. Jenkins' ball just a little bit too strong, looking for Ella Bankert, the substitute. Bankert, a freshman out of Cuttingsville, Vermont. 3 goals on the year. One of them was a game winner. So definitely some firepower coming in off the bench there. Battle continues in midfield. Neither team able to keep possession for long, at least not in the center of the park. Good cut from Ella Bankert. She's looking for King. King will send it across. Well cut out by Maya Perez.
Maya Perez staying with that ball the whole way through. We see the replay coming in here. Bankert sends in that crossing shot, and she's got Allie Spencer coming on, but Maya Perez able to get between Spencer and the ball and shut that down.
Key save from Maya Perez, the freshman. Of course, I don't think the statisticians will credit her with a save for that one, but far more important than anything else either goalkeepers had to do tonight. And here's Allie Spencer with a key takeaway. Doing work on Haley Nolan. Not quite able to get the shot around Nolan. Spencer giving Nolan all she could handle. Some fancy cut footwork.
That's 39 minutes in. We're going to see our first corner kick of the match. Looks like Garfinkel's heading out to take it.
Full credit to Spencer for earning that takeaway, driving at the goal to earn this corner kick. Garfinkel with the left foot in swinger, serves it across. Perez is up and holds it.
Looks like she was looking to target Christina Berry in there. That would make sense. She's the tallest woman on the pitch in there at 5'10". Save Maya.
Center back to center back combination. Perez floats it into midfield.
Great header by the referee Summers there, huh?
Unintentional, but doesn't mean we won't give him credit. Sierra Stone looking for Gamori. And she'll find her. Is she onside? No.
Oh, man, and that's another opportunity that Sierra Stone probably should have given it a little bit earlier. Gabby Gamery had a wide open lane. If she had just given it, as soon as she touched it to her, you know, Gabby Gamery's got the pace to finish it out there. Just a little bit too hesitant on that pass.
Perhaps a good step by the Vermont defense, recognizing that that pass was imminent. Here's Ella Bankert pressuring the Hartford defense as they try to play out. Gamery looking to turn. Gamery's able to keep it and switch the field. And here's Nolan. She'll drive into the middle. Nolan surging forward, under 5 minutes to go, has her legs taken out from under her.
That's an easy call for referee Summers on that one. You know, Bridget King coming over, a sophomore out of Freehold, New Jersey. Just missed the ball, took out the feet of Haley Nolan. But, I mean, that pressure they're putting on created that lane wide open up the middle for Haley Nolan.
Smart foul perhaps from King. A bit reckless. She may have found herself in the book if we had a different referee in the center, but prevents Hartford from a pretty good opportunity to break. Although on the ensuing free kick, they've earned themselves their first corner of the match.
Yeah, Bridget King just missing that, barely touching the ball. Tried to turn it around and get it going out, but didn't do it. Not Bridget King, I'm sorry. That was Sydney Hammeyer.
Sierra Stone will send it in right to the center of the park. Well sent away by Keimel. Looked like Beatrice Correa might have had an opportunity there. Keimel rose to the challenge. Salvi finds Bankert. Taken away by Peterson. And sent deep by Anna Cronin. Vermont definitely enjoying their best spell in the last 10 minutes of the half. Salvi finds Kmeyer. Kmeyer will serve it across. Excellent center. And Perez comes out to collect yet another cross.
Yeah, Allie Spencer trying to connect with Allie Spencer on that one. Maya Perez cutting her off again. Allie Spencer, she's spending a lot of time down there in front of the cage. You know, that's somebody they got to mark up on. They're trying to target her. University of Vermont is, and Spencer on the ball again.
Spencer's been very active since coming on. At the end of that last cross, collided a bit with Perez. Perez seemingly okay, but a little bit ginger after the contact. Nolan and Vitiello trying to play out of a jam. It's turned over. Looked like the ball last touched the hand of Bridget King there. Here's Correa. Nice drag there by Allie Spencer, but the pass not of the same quality. And we've got less than a minute to play in the first half. Hartford looking to find one more opportunity before the break. Here's Lozada in by herself. Well recovered by Casey Garfinkel, forcing a corner kick. They've got 30 seconds. And it looks like down on the field they find it to be a goal kick instead. Perez with an excellent save.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
5 seconds to go. Carr unable to bring it down. It's sent away. And despite a number of opportunities, we'll go into the break scoreless. We'll be back with more right after this.
The University of Hartford would like to thank Coca-Cola, Under Armour, Farmington Bank, GATGO, Trinity Health, TD Bank, and WB Mason for their sponsorship of Hartford Hawks soccer. Thank you.
And Ryan, a scoreless draw to this point in the match, but let's talk about some of the action and some of the opportunities between these two teams.
Yeah, we've seen a fairly balanced match. It's been really awesome. You know, both sides having opportunities to score, creating it. One of the big things we see here, University of Vermont, Garfinkel going ahead, putting a shot on, you know, long distance, sends Maya all the way almost into the back of the net. You know, that was the first time she'd been tested. We see Kayla Lozada here for University of Hartford putting another cross on, keeper able to get up there and get involved, but keeping it again. And again, Lozada involved here. Gives it up to Julia Carr. Julia Carr puts up a shot. It's not really in there, and that's Coco Speckmeyer there, the keeper. Lozada again looking to create some space, and Coco Speckmeyer not having to move off her mark to defend the net there. And then this is one of the last ones as we see a crossing coming in here, and that's Maya Perez doing a good job of taking that cross, you know, keeping Allie Spencer, who has been an absolute threat this last 10 minutes in the match for the University of Vermont.
Well, important matchup here. Lots of other things going on around the league. We'll talk about the America East women's regular season standings when we come back from
just called saying he's with a tech company that needs remote access to my computer to block a virus he detected. Really?
Hey, we hear you. That's why AARP created the Fraud Watch Network to help you protect your family with information on the latest scams so you can spot fraud from a mile away.
If you don't think this is right for me when you think AARP, then you don't know ARP. Get to know us at aarp.org/possibilities. Score big with Cricket Wireless. Our plan started at only $30 a month. We've got more 4G LTE coverage than T-Mobile or Sprint. And if you switch now, you can get a brand new smartphone for free. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
And we see a lot of parity across the America East Conference this year. And what is normally, had a couple of teams that have set themselves apart. We see in the conference rankings, New Hampshire, they're sitting at the top at 5-1. Hartford here sitting in at 3-2-1. And then, of course, the Binghamton, Stony Brook, Vermont as well. Those are teams all in contention. Vermont here, playing the University of Hartford as they're going into it. But the big thing to think about is that a number of these teams have had their bye week already, and some of them still yet to play. So as we look into this, the next couple of weeks next week is going to be extremely important, including this match right here. We talked about earlier in the Open that Hartford, if they don't win this game and Vermont comes out top, they can drop to 5, bumping Vermont back up. And I mean, it's America East that hasn't seen this parity or this type of competition in a number of years.
Yeah, and really at this point, there are at least 6, maybe even 7 teams that technically could finish first and win the regular season title, but literally anyone in the competition could finish out of the playoffs still if they were to lose out the rest of the league. So very important for any of these teams, let alone the 2 teams on the field, to come out with results this weekend and position themselves moving forward.
And when we asked Coach LaFave, that was the one thing that she said, it may be cliche, but every match is one match at a time. Got to look forward to that, get the win, and they're really looking to come in here, get a win, and put themselves in a good position moving into playoffs.
Well, with so much at stake on match day 7, we're going to go have a break, but when we come back, we'll update you on some of the scores around the league. Stay with us.
there are two halves to consider. Protect and grow. Instead of focusing on insurance or investments alone, we bring them together into one whole picture. At Northwestern Mutual, we guide you along your path by combining personalized investments and world-class insurance. That's one of the reasons 96% of our clients stay with us year after year. At Northwestern Mutual, we help you live life differently.
And as we take a look at Almar Zook Field, still vacated for the halftime break, we do have some scores from around the league to share with you. A lot of movement as we expected. A major logjam at the center of the table. And these scores are now final. Of course, Binghamton and UMass Lowell playing later today. But the main Albany match ended in a 4-1 victory for Albany. That now moves them up into third place, where they're tied with Hartford, as well as UMass Lowell. Also, Stony Brook with a 6-1 victory over UMBC. That moves up Stony Brook into second place with an additional 3 points. Gives them 12 points, sitting all by themselves behind UNH. So lots of movement in the table today. If Hartford were to win this particular match here against Vermont, that would put Hartford back into second place all by themselves. If Vermont were to win, they would also join that group of teams with 10 points and move back into this group of second place teams. So lots to play for here on the field. We'll come back with the second half action right after this break.
DirecTV has been rated #1 in customer satisfaction over cable for 17 years running. But some people still like cable, just like some people like pushing a boulder up a hill forever. Switch to #1 rated customer satisfaction over cable. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
And welcome back. Both teams taking the field. We're just about ready to play. It's been a very even match so far, Ryan. What are your thoughts on the first half?
Well, just looking at the stats that we have, I mean, it's not only are the scores even, but so is everything else. You know, Coco Speckmeyer with 3 saves, Maya Perez with 3 saves for the University of Hartford. You know, Vermont 5 shots, Hartford 5 shots, and they've each had a corner kick apiece. You know, so this has been pretty even. The only thing that's not even is that Vermont's only committed 1 more foul. But, I mean, this match has gone, you know, both ways. Very exciting. I expect these halftime adjustments to really open up this match as we move forward into the second period.
Speaking of adjustments, I've noticed already Bridget Alexander back into the starting lineup. That pushes Julia Carr into the midfield, as you'd mentioned in the first half, a place that she's familiar with. Looks like Correa is the one to give way for her. We'll try and figure out who else has moved where in this opening couple of minutes. Hartford starting off the second half with the ball. Ryan, what do you think Hartford did well in the first half?
Well, I think their offensive movement was really good. I thought, you know, they were moving to space. There's a lot more rotation between Claude doing a great job. Lozada, you know, when she was able to push over to the right wing, I thought she had some good opportunities on net. When she's hanging on the left side, you know, she's not as many opportunities. But defensively, you know, I think they've held pretty well. But Vermont able to find some holes in their defense and really put some pressure on keeper Maya Perez.
Vermont perhaps a little bit less possession in the first half, but equal in terms of the number of opportunities.
Yeah, they did a good job of getting in behind the Hartford defense, specifically when Allie Spencer was on. You know, Allie Spencer making herself a nuisance. She is not on the field or in the starting lineup for UVM, but she definitely put in some quality minutes for Coach Lefebvre.
Anna Cronin making a rare surge forward. Collision in the center of the park. It falls to Carr. Nolan for Carew in some space. Here's Claude. Soha headed forward. Here's Bridget Alexander back into the match. Carr sends it wide. Served across the face of goal. Still in. Loose in the box. And Speckmeyer out to retrieve. Decent service in by Caroline Peterson. Unable to connect with the target. It's the captain, Sarah Martin, returning to the game for Vermont. Here's Jenkins. Jenkins dribbling through 2. Ella Bankert, whose energy came on in the first half as a substitute. She'll stay on the field for Vermont. And it's Bankert who earns a corner kick for Vermont. 3.5 minutes already gone in the second half. Vermont with the first opportunity. Here's the service. Falls to the near post, away by Claude. Sydney Kmeyer will play back to Speckmeyer.
Well, that couldn't have worked out any better for a corner kick there for Hartford, huh? Starts at one end of the pitch, comes all the way back to Coco Speckmeyer. Got a bad strike on that corner kick for UVM.
Always want to get that service past the first defender. Instead, it went straight to the first defender. Couple of jukes there from Bankert. Lays it off and heads forward. Decent effort there by Colby Snyder. Snyder, who's playing out on the right side this half.
It looked like Caroline just kind of committed to the poke, missed it. And the Vermont able to turn around the corner and get a shot off, but fortunately not too threatening of a shot there for Maya Perez.
Jenkins out wide. Salvi. Salvi able to keep it through two. Garfinkel finds Mason Garb. Mason Garb looking for the switch. It's intercepted by Carr. She'll just send it deep. Nobody forward for Hartford. Bankert heading it down. She'll make the run. Can she get it back? Yes, she does. Gets on the end of the service. Bankert waiting for numbers to join her. She'll cut inside. Now the dish for Sarah Martin. Magli Keiru able to win that one. Looks like Keiru is in for Sierra Stone, taking a breather. Turnaround shot. What a save from Perez.
Turnaround shot there on Angie Salvi as we see it right here. Turns around, puts it in, and forces Perez to go up. She was looking to go far post, upper 90, but Maya Perez denying Salvi on the shot.
Now, that was the play of the game so far, in my opinion, Ryan. Fantastic effort to get that shot off so quickly. Find the target.
Can't argue with you on that one. That's going to look really good on slow-mo, too.
So Vermont in the early going of this second half with the first clear opportunity. Definitely the best opportunity of the match. But the score still knotted at 0.
Yeah, Hartford been on defense for the first 7 minutes of this match. Vermont doing a good job of controlling possession in Hartford's end. And then just finding trouble, just not able to connect and get the ball downfield.
Looked to be a little bit of confusion on that play between Ashley Claude and Haley Nolan. Nolan pointing deep, Claude pointing to her feet. Garfinkel able to keep that one in bounds. But Vidiello now headed forward, cut out by Mason Garb. Ball pops loose to Keiru. Vidiello finds Soha. Soha not able to turn. She'll have to go backward. Here's Nolan. Nolan looking to thread that through for Alexander. She'll get another crack at it. And now she's overlapping. Love to see a center back overlapping. Service coming from the wing. It's on the ground for Alexander. Alexander finding space. Gets her shot off. Speckmeyer bobbles it, but able to collect.
A little bit nervous for Speckmeyer on that one as she comes up. You know, Nolan puts it through. Bridge Alexander can turn the corner, puts it off the right foot, and just bounces up off of it. Speckmeyer not able to gather it originally, but does a good job of following up with it off the deck.
So 8 minutes into the second half, both teams with clear-cut opportunities to break through the gridlock. Both goalkeepers coming up big. Neither team able to find the back of the net. It's been a back-and-forth match so far. No signs of that slowing down in the second half.
If anything, I think that both these teams are starting to pick it up.
Think maybe a bit of a conservative first half given what's at stake?
Yeah, feel each other out, get some adjustments into it, and then once you settle into the game, have an idea of what you can push, what works, what doesn't work. And a nice challenge by Anna Cronin in there, but a little bit too physical.
Yep, heavy challenge by Cronin. That'll give Vermont the opportunity to push Hartford back into their own end. Vermont the aggressor in the first part of this second stanza. Hartford coming through a spell of their own, but now it's Vermont. Casey Garfinkel to send it in. The left foot of Garfinkel. Colby Snyder able to keep it in. Quick footwork from Snyder, buys herself some space. Here's Jenkins. Jenkins sending it to the far post. It's away by Vitiello. Nice move by Snyder on the end line to get that service off. And the first substitution of the second half. Savannah Urich returning to the match. And it's Snyder who gives way. Ball lofted into the box, dealt with by Cronin. Good step there by Skylar Vitiello. Peterson. Ball falls kindly for Lozada. Lozada still in, serves it with her left, straight into the arms of Speckmeyer.
Lozada able to probe deep into Vermont territory. Options coming on. But Speckmeyer again, I mean, this is a goalie battle that we're seeing going back and forth here between Speckmeyer and Perez.
Speckmeyer, the senior, Perez, the freshman. Of course, at this point in the season, not a lot of true freshmen out there. They've gone through their acclimation period. Nolan again surging into midfield. Alexander plays it for Peterson. It's well behind her, but she's got time. Here's Carr. Looks for Soha, but it's a giveaway. Keimel send it in. Difficult ball looking into the sun. Cronin recovers. Salvi able to poke it away. Ella Bankert out on the left flank looking to keep this in. Salvi asking for it back. Bankert will go it alone. Bankert working against Vitiello. Vitiello now with the ball. Bankert still pursuing. And a Vermont throw. Bridget King checking back into the match.
Number 23, Bridget King.
Looks like Sarah Martin is the one to take a break. King will head up top. Brooke Jenkins dropping into the midfield. Vermont with another throw. Just about an hour gone. Each team with 2 or 3 quality chances. Anna Cronin, strong work there. Claude looks to play quickly, finds Lozada on the other side. Lozada cutting back in. A lot of composure from Hartford, but not until now do they find the forward pass. And in the end, it's out for a Vermont throw. The forward, Urich, all the way back in her defensive end. Now she'll step forward. Good challenge from Urich. King comes out wide. Urich looks to find that channel, but the ball comes too soon. Haley Nolan making yet another run forward from her central defense position. Well defended by Mason Garb to step in front of Claude. Now Vermont with a chance to break forward. It's 4 against 6. Now more bodies joining the attack. Salvi hits that into the arms of Julia Carr. Carr will be called for the handball.
A little unlucky on that, but Julia knew right away that she had it. She got dinged on that. But we see back and forth now. Vermont definitely putting together some better tackling options, I think, here in the first 20 or so minutes here. Just 15 minutes. Did I do my math correctly here?
Ball sent in. Played to the back post, looks innocent enough. Always nervy when the ball bounces inside the 6.
Fortunately for University of Hartford, nobody from Vermont home on the far post. That would have been a nice, easy, simple header if somebody was coming screaming downfield for it. Now Hartford again with difficulty clearing their lines.
Late challenge from Claude. Will play on, and Vermont able to break. Ball served across. Another good opportunity for Ella Bankert. And Hartford now will make their first subs of the half.
For Hartford, number 6.
Looks like Gabby Gamery, she'll be coming on for Ashley Claude, and then Sierra Stone coming on for Molly Soha.
So Soha, the first midfielder, or I should say the last midfielder to take a break for that Hartford triangle. Gamery, the freshman, on the ball. Her first touches of the second half let her down.
And that's a rare occasion there for Gabby. She's usually good with ball. Now she has a chance to make up for it.
Gamery attempting the no-look pass. Stone was the target. Perhaps just a little bit of nerves for the freshman. I know I just said a few minutes ago at this point there are no freshmen, but hey, some of these players have worked their way into the lineup over the course of a season, Gamery included.
Yeah, with Gamery on the field now, it bumps Lozada out to the right. Gamery controlling the left wing down here.
Sydney Kmar with a good clearance.
Nice challenge for K-Roo. Coming in, just bodying up over the top of Brooke Jenkins, getting the header.
Jenkins quick to get up, and now she's pressing forward. Ball sent in by Garfinkel. Not a bad effort, just a little too much on it. .64 minutes now gone. Plenty of opportunities. No answers to the question as to which team is going to cut through. Both teams very much in need of a point, if not 3 today. As I said, Hartford starting the match in second place, now find themselves in third. Just such a logjam in the first 6 positions. Ball sent in now, cleared away. Good second effort there by Sierra Stone.
Christina Berry for Vermont not getting the strike on that return that she wanted. Came off the side of the boot and ended up going way left.
Alexander with some good hold-up play. Finds Stone. Lozada wanted to break. Instead, she'll float outside. Here's Kayru sitting deeper in this role. Urich gets it back. Now King will spin out. Good movement from Vermont. But a great challenge by Sierra Stone. And now Hartford going the other way. Stone will drive on her own. Contact there from Garfinkel. Eric Forrest not interested.
I don't know about that one there, ref. I think there's a little arm in that. Pushed her off the ball.
Well, to be fair, he's been pretty consistent throughout the day, Ryan. Definitely some contact. But he's ignored a lot of similar challenges in other areas of the park. Of course, I'm looking down at the Hartford bench, and they certainly would not agree with me. Headed straight up. Second crack at it is Keimel. Keimel with a third snatch at it. Hits her hand.
Handball.
She's arguing it hit her chest, but I don't think that her chest is located at the end of her arm, Ryan.
No, now this is a good opportunity for Hartford to get everybody downfield. Sierra Stone with the boot. She's going to look to put somebody through.
Big pack of players on the back post.
Haley Nolan, she's looking to get involved here. Use her height and her size advantage.
Stone sends it in. Instead, it's cleared by Vermont. Here's King. Good defending from King, the forward. Coming back to make an important play. Here's Carr. Carr with a fantastic cross. Can't say enough about the abilities of Julia Carr to strike a ball with both her right and left foot. Again, some contact there from Angie Salvi. Whether you think it's a foul or not, on this day, it's not been a foul for the last 68 minutes. Salvi, a very physical player. Used her strength to good effect so far. There's that strong left foot from Casey Garfinkel. Salvi with the header. Stone does well to take it away for Hartford and retain possession. I really think that's been a big difference in favor of Hartford today. So many good challenges in the middle of the park. Hartford seemingly, when they win their challenges, able to retain possession.
So in the last couple of phases, Anna Cronin playing way up.
Carr with a good look before that ball arrived. Now finds Alexander. Stone will drive. Taken away by Keimel. Here's Urich. Caroline Peterson just poke that one out safely for a throw.
Early on, Vermont bodying up this Hartford team, not getting the calls, and then they've kept it consistent throughout the whole match. They're just being out physicaling. I think I just made up a word there.
Sure.
But they're way more physical than University of Hartford in some of these challenges on there. And Vermont, taking full advantage of the leeway Summers is playing. But as you said, you call it consistently throughout the match, keep it going. And
you talk about out physicaling. It has been an incredible battle in the middle of the park.
I will say I was a finance major, not an English major.
I was an English major, so what's my excuse? Here we go, Gabby Gamery in behind the Vermont defense with chance to center it. She does. Too narrow across. Speckmeyer does well to collect.
I would say your excuse is being a considerate partner in the broadcast booth here and not embarrassing me. So Hartford with their 7th shot of the match coming up.
Vermont with 6 of their own. So again, a very even contest. Brooke Jenkins in her second half midfield role. Garfinkel with that long strike from her left foot. Away by Perez. After a pretty composed opening 15 minutes from both teams, game seems to be dying down a little bit in momentum and kind of devolving into a more back and forth long ball affair.
Yeah, almost playing tennis here versus soccer in some of this match here. I think the defense, some of these passes as the match has worn on, they're not getting good touches on the ball. They're not going to foot. And I think that just comes with just a combination of the defense being able to read it, getting a feel for it, and then also just a little bit of tired legs out there. University of Hartford not using too many subs as they're coming on here. We see more subs coming up for University of Vermont. Sarah Martin making her way back to the pitch, as well as Taylor Palmer. Brooke Jenkins is going to have a seat, and so is Ella Banker.
Maybe just a case, both teams coming out of the locker room, executing their plan, but not finding the goal. After a few minutes, just reverting to whatever it takes. Both coaches maybe will look to the bench to make some continued changes. That may just be what Christy Lefebvre is looking to do with those 2 substitutions. Garfinkel sends it in, but falls in the process. Falls for Martin. Martin sending it in. Here's Taylor Palmer, the substitute, still onside. Lots of room. Serves it across, and it's away by Anna Cronin. Fantastic read from Anna Cronin. Palmer with her first touches of the second half. Nearly having an assist.
All the substitutes for University of Vermont making a noticeable difference as they take the pitch. Allie Spencer not finding herself onto the pitch yet, which...
Carr with a strike. It spills for Gabby Gamery. Gamery with the left-footed shot right at the goalkeeper.
Good shot on there. Carr puts Coco Speckmeyer under pressure. Gamery with the follow-up, but not a great strike on the follow-up. We see right here, it's just Gabby. She's even looking at herself down there. She wished she got a little bit better on that shot. Had a wide open net. If she could have just gone far post on that or anywhere from the middle to the far post, she had wide open opportunity and could have beat Speckmeyer. But then again, that's us sitting up here and, taking a shot. We're not on the field. We could say what you could do. Executing, that's a little bit different.
Well, Julia Carr with the long-range shot, far less probable, giving Speckmeyer a lot to do. A little bit of dip. We talked about the strength of Carr's left and right foot. That was a lefty. Now it's in for Lozada. And that's good play from Maddie Mazengarb shielding off the very dangerous Lozada.
Yeah, she rode that ball right out of bounds, and that looked like a great opportunity for Lozada on that, but defensive effort, fantastic. You know, you've seen Coco, that's twice now that she's gone off of shots and not able to handle it cleanly. So maybe these peppering shots from distance and just putting shots on net, forcing her to do that. Maybe one of these that she isn't able to gather cleanly, that garbage as Gabby Gamery was there to clean up, you know, that might be an option there for the University of Hartford.
Anytime you throw it on net, something could happen. Of course, at the break, you see Snyder coming back in. Also see Brooke Jenkins back into the match. Salvi will take a break.
Nice short break for Jenkins.
Maybe just an opportunity to get some instructions from her coaching staff. A little bit of a miscommunication for Hartford. Vermont will look to break. Cronin keeping her body in good position. Alexander holds it up under pressure. Bit of a hopeful ball in from Cronin, but it'll give Hartford an opportunity to relax, collect themselves. Palmer pressuring Vidiello into another throw. Looks like down below, Ashley Claude ready to check back into the game for Hartford.
I believe she's going to be coming on for Bridget Alexander.
Alexander's done very well in hold-up play. Not able to generate many opportunities for herself. But there she goes again, setting up her teammates. Looking for the through ball to Gamery here. Gamery with one to beat. Tries to cut across her defender. And that's well dealt with by Sydney Kmeyer.
And we're beginning for Vermont, number 10.
Ella Bankert will check back in, replacing Savannah Urick.
Number 22.
We do see that substitution for Hartford. Alexander coming off, Claude coming on. Bankert in the corner, knocks it off of Gamery.
Sydney Kmeyer, she's been solid down there defensively for University of Vermont. They're getting a couple of opportunities down here in the second half. Going in, Gabby Gamery just taking the ball right away from her.
Gamery's been so dangerous since coming on, unable to convert. It's easy to look at those opportunities and say she should have done more with them, but at the end of the day, her efforts and timing has created a lot of dangerous moments for the Hawks attack. Gamery with a chance to pressure again here. It's played out well by Kmeyer. Carr. Stone not able to find a way through, and her pass off target. Bankert will just send it forward. Good effort by Colby Snyder, but it's a Hartford throw. Stone electing to go on her own, trying to link up with Lozada. Lozada looks to be in the center of the park now. Claude headed out to the right side. Both of these teams, a lot of interchanging roles within that front three. Can make things difficult for a defense. Peterson and Lozada looking to combine. Big touch from Keiru, but she wins it back. Kayru just looking to forge ahead through her physicality. She meets a wall. Sierra Stone. Gamry calling for it on the left side. Stone will go on her own instead. Easy pickup for Speckmeyer.
All these shots that Hartford's putting on net is making it very easy for Coco Speckmeyer. That's a wide cage out there, but she hasn't had to move very much off her mark so far today. The only time she's really had to come in is some of these crossing shots that she's closed down.
Well, 10 minutes remaining. Both teams with plenty of opportunities would not be surprised to see at least one, if not 2 or 3 more quality chances before this match is over. If, for whatever reason, we go 10 more minutes without a goal, we will move to overtime.
Yeah, the Hawks, they've logged plenty of extra minutes in this recent 3 straight contests in America East foes that were needed to determine an outcome. During that stretch, Hartford marked the longest string of overtime games since the start of the 2007 seasons. They went 1-1-1 with the win over Maine and to defeat Stony Brook October 1st in a 1-1 draw at UAlbany.
Lots of space now for Kayru, perhaps the most time we've seen on the ball in the center of the park. But she's cut out by Sarah Martin. Martin now sending it forward, trying to find Colby Snyder. Snyder had to wait for it. Snyder now sending it forward for Bankert. Bankert with the first time shot over the frame.
And that was a great shot that Bankert put on there. You know, 2 opportunities, Hartford defense scrambling on that. Maya Perez under pressure. We take it back in here. You see just the through ball there. Great in by Colby Snyder. Bankert tries to come off the right foot, just sails it over the top of the net.
Great recognition from Bankert to see that Snyder was going to be delayed. Makes that outside run. Does the right thing in the first time shot. But you've got to get that one on frame. Much to be said about missing the opportunity, but just putting it on frame, working the goalkeeper, at least give her a chance to have to make that save. A lot of bodies in the box. We said a minute ago we'd be sure to see another chance. I don't know if we'll see a better one than that. And now Brooke Jenkins. Jenkins looking for Palmer. Nolan will shield it out. Palmer will give her a little bit of a nudge for her troubles.
Entering the game for Hartford, number 25.
Molly Soha back into the game.
Molly Soha.
That'll move the pieces around a bit. Looks like Ashley Claude is the player to give way. Julia Carr being moved up top. Lozada pushed out wide.
I tell you, I really like that when Coach John Natalia brought in Julia Carr, put her down up top. You know, she looked pretty promising from there. And wouldn't that be a good thing for the junior to come out here and lead her team, get a goal in that target forward position?
She's tested Speckmeyer already from a deeper position. Now Lozada with a chance, streaking inside. Leaves it for Kayru, back to Lozada. Lozada with a touch, now it's for Gabby Gamry. Onto her left foot, has a rip, but it deflects. And it's out for a Hartford corner kick.
And that was a good piece of footwork there by Gabby Gamry, just to stop and go, pulls it back, kicks it right through. As you see in here, Lozada pushing the pace. Kayru with a nice little tap back into Lozada. Lozada gives it to Gamry. Gamry just brings it right back through the legs, goes off the left foot, gets Coco Speckmeyer to just push it out to the left. And now we got a corner kick coming on from Stone.
In swinger from Stone, right into the center of the park. Golden opportunity. It's sent over the frame. A perfect delivery from Sierra Stone.
And I believe that's just off of Magli Kairouz. That's her header just went over the top. She did score off a header in the last match. But good opportunity for Hartford, just a little bit misdirection off the head. But again, promising for this team.
And Angie Salvi returning to the game. Looks like Taylor Palmer will come off. Most likely that sends Brooke Jenkins back into the attack. Here is Jenkins. Jenkins eyeing up her options, looking for Bankert on this far side. The speed of Bankert has been very problematic for the Hawks. Good win by Jenkins. Well, less than 5 minutes to go, Ryan. This game is just begging for someone to step up and make a play.
Hartford's had their opportunity, so has Vermont. Hartford with 12 shots in this match so far, and no sign of letting up. Expect another 4.5 minutes of a flurry here as both teams are just going to throw everything at it. Hartford, no stranger to overtime this season, though.
Goal kick is the decision. 4 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. Game could go either way. Both teams with excellent opportunities inside this final 10 minutes. Talked with Coach Natali before the game about the difference between this year and other years. He said with so much parity in the league, the team that makes fewer mistakes, the team that takes their opportunities, tends to be the winner.
You know, as a spectator and somebody looking from the outside, that's what you want in a conference. If you're a coach in the conference, it's not what you want, really. But, I mean, every game really important. If you want to test this young core of sophomores and freshmen University of Hartford has, the America East is a great place. It's where they're put to the test week in and week out. It's really developed them into a good soccer program.
Coming up the right side is outside back Sydney Kmeyer. Kmeyer with a number of bodies sends it inside for Bankert. Bankert sends it across. That's well away by Caroline Peterson. Under 3 minutes to play. Hartford's chance to march up the field. Vidiello tries to connect with Carr. Sent back out. Nolan now looking forward. She'll play short.
You can tell it's getting tense down on the sideline. John Natali out of the coach's box now. He's getting close to midfield.
Good challenge from Barry. That'll set up Vermont going the other way. Snyder's all alone, wisely holds it up. 2 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. Peterson turns it away from Bankert. Bankert gives chase. And now Maya Perez with a chance to send it forward. Carr with some contact there. Play on, says Eric Forrest. Just about 90 seconds still to play. Neither team seems to have that razor sharpness, but there's so much going on down on the field. Something could easily happen.
Big collision there between Stone and Martin. Martin slow to get up. Stone.
Oh, and now Lozada with an opportunity. Sorry to cut you off there, Ryan. So much going on in the center of the park. Nobody expected that ball to be floated out and fall to Lozada. Here she cuts inside. 1 minute to play. Big tackle by Barry.
1 minute remaining in the period. 1 minute.
Eric Forrest again looking on, not interested. Not sure that he brought his whistle with him today. I don't know that that's been a crime.
I like that one. Might have forgotten it in the car.
Well, perhaps it hasn't been needed. It's been a tremendous matchup physically. And now he does find his whistle. Decides that Carew playing the ball on the ground was a little bit too much of an obstruction. We've got 30 seconds remaining. Barring some sort of last-minute magic, we will have overtime. Ten seconds to play.
9, 8, 7, 6.
And in what has been a hotly contested match deep into the America East women's soccer competition, still no score to separate these two teams, both in the hunt for the postseason.
No score.
Let's take a look at all the action so far as we prepare for an exciting 20 minutes possibly of bonus soccer.
There will be an intermission.
Matches like this, you know, this is going to be their 4th overtime match the University of Hartford has to endure this season. You know, they're split at 1-1-1 in overtime matches. Gabby Gamery, you know, she got one of the game winners, and we take a look at this melt that we have coming up in the replay. Good shot on net here. Maya Perez, that's got to be the play of the game so far. My broadcast partner called that, and I agree. I got to agree. Maya Perez going up and getting that and taking it away. We see Haley Nolan in here putting it in for Bridget Alexander. She tries to turn around, and off the deck, Coco Speckmeyer doing a good job of maintaining possession of that ball. So now, as you're coming up again, nice crossing ball in here, but Anna Cronin able to get in there, reads it well, kicks it out, and Hartford able to clear their lines. Now we see Julia Carr taking that long-range shot. Gabby Gamery with the opportunity to follow up on there, but goes straight back off the left boot right to Coco Speckmeyer. We got to say, this has been a great goalie defensive effort so far. And now,
well, both teams will have a quick break, and we'll take a break as well. We'll see you for overtime right after this. take a look at the Hartford team. Just broke their huddle, starting to find their positions. Vermont still in conversation over by their player shelter. 35 seconds until the whistle. Of course, NCAA overtime rules. It is golden goal, sudden death, however you like to call it. If the ball hits the back of the net, this game will be instantly over. If we go the first 10-minute period with no goal, we'll have a second overtime of 10 minutes. If the game goes all 20 minutes of extra time, that'll be it. We'll end the game in a draw. Each team will walk away with a valuable point, but I'm pretty certain that both of these squads want 3.
Yeah, you don't want to come out of here. You want to, as close as it is to this match, 1 point doesn't do you very much good here. You want the full 3 on offer. That way it sets yourself up in a good spot for the league standings.
I'll strap in. I have a very distinct feeling that this overtime period is going to be played at a fast pace. Julia Carr looking for Gamery on the through ball. Speckmeyer reads it well, out early to collect.
See, Bridge Alexander makes her return to the match. She's playing up there in that target forward position for Hartford, getting a break on the bench.
Urick back in for Vermont. Looks like Ella Bankert's the one to give way. Good second effort from King, but also a good effort from Soha.
Soha on a great challenge. Soha just running her straight over there, making contact with the ball. Molly and Stone doing a great job of holding down the midfield for University of Hartford.
Looks like Vermont changing out the entire front line. Spencer, King, and Urick across the front 3. Jenkins dropping into the midfield.
I believe Spencer, she's may not have played any of that second half there. Maybe just a couple of minutes in.
Some fresh legs. Maybe a more attacking look. Jenkins does well to find that between 2 midfielders. She'll play with Salvi. Here is Spencer. She's drawn Anna Cronin out. And Cronin forced to kick it out for a corner kick. Vermont with the first opportunity in overtime.
See Spencer pushing the pace right there. Having the break, as you said, that good offensive look that they're looking to get. University of Vermont, and a good opportunity here with Garfinkel taking the corner kick.
Vermont corner to be taken by number 18, Casey Garfinkel.
Garfinkel setting up for that in-swinger. 2 players on the post for Hartford. Here's the service. It's at the back stick. Nearly finds Salvi. Not able to time it. Comes off the top of her head. Interestingly enough, Vermont coming out to start overtime without Sarah Martin. Martin, who is second in the conference in assists. Instead, Brooke Jenkins is sitting into that midfield.
Maybe Coach Lefebvre looking to get a little bit more speed on the ball, where Sarah does a good job of maintaining possession of it. Lacks a little bit in that speed department that you can make up with Spencer and Urick. Sorry.
Speckmeyer does well to send it out. Three minutes of the 10 have elapsed. Bridget Alexander leaving it off for Stone. Stone now with a chance. Pulls the trigger. Thought she might go with her first touch. Decent effort with her left. Speckmeyer will send it. Falls kindly for Allie Spencer. Spencer gets it back from Urick. Cronin out to make the play. Ball sent across. That's King. Falls to Salvi. Salvi turns, fires. It's straight at Perez, who has a little trouble holding on to it.
That could have been dangerous for University of Hartford there, but Perez able to recover. Just walks it off like nothing happened.
Sometimes it's the most routine saves that you struggle with the most, perhaps just a lapse in concentration. Already thinking about her next move.
It's a nice long clear for Maya Perez.
Yet another deep clearance from Casey Garfinkel. Garfinkel from Livingston, New Jersey. Midfield of Vermont doing its job winning that ball back, but nearly a giveaway from Anna Keimel.
You've just got this feeling that any little mistake right here is going to give way and the other team's going to capitalize on it. You got to run that balance of, running high octane fast, but not giving anything up. It's a hard balance to find, especially when you're going into overtime with everything on the line here in the America East Conference standings.
Vermont with a game in hand. Hartford only one additional match to play after this one, perhaps needs the 3 points even more than Vermont. Of course, Vermont 3 points behind Hartford in the standings, so really hard to argue as to which team needs to win this game more.
And if you talk to any of these coaches, of course, they're going to tell you this is the most important game that they're going to have to play all season long.
Ellie Spencer opts to go on her own. Spencer still going. Cronin out to defend. Cuts it back. Plays for King. King sees it stripped. And Carl just send it out. Give Hartford a chance to get in behind the ball. Spencer, who's been very active in this first overtime period.
Spencer not happy with the decision there, the lines judge, but
at the end of the day, the referee couldn't have been closer to the play. It's a good takeaway there by Christina Berry. Garfinkel sends it long. Nicely headed down for Soha. Peterson with some time. Looking long. Ball pops up on Salvi. Salvi will just play it down into the wing. Cronin with plenty of time to make that decision, sends it back for Perez. 7:25 gone out of this 10-minute first overtime period. Started off in a frenzy. Settling in quite a bit now. Gamery will send it forward for Alexander to chase. Alexander versus Berry. And Alexander elects just to shield it out. Smart play, perhaps. As the Hawks able to come forward, they nearly scored on their last corner kick. Stone out to see if they can run it again.
Well, the corner kick to be taken by number 6, Sarah Stone.
Stone sends it into the far post. Falls to Carr, cleared away off the goal line. Not the best contact from Julia Carr, but it was headed goalward. Gamery does well to fight for it and win it back. She's pressured by King. Gamery back on the ball. Stone will look the other way.
yeah, you got to give Kay Meyer all the credit in the world for that one, saving that goal sitting there, far post.
Here's Soha. Stone. Stone looking to chip it in, I think, for Alexander. It's wide of everyone.
That's unfortunate. Hartford with all the time in the world there, not really being pressured. having some opportunity to move the ball where it's got to go, and then just a little bit of a missed pass there by Stone. But
ball sent across now. It's cleared away by Kmeyer. Kmeyer's been strong out there tonight. .40 seconds to play. Vidiello will send it in. Here's Carr. Carr has it taken away. 30 seconds to play.
So you got 3 players lined up for Vermont. If we're going into the second period here, second overtime period, you're going to see a whole new front attacking 3.
I'm not sure they're going to get in before the break. Ball sent across.
7, 6,
and that's going to do it for the first overtime period.
2, 1.
You see those substitutions down on the bench. Of course, Coach Lefebvre could elect not to put them into the match if she doesn't want to. That's Ella Bankert, Sarah Martin, and Colby Snyder were about to check back in. We'll see when they come back onto the field. It's just a very short 2-minute break here, Ryan. We'll see if she decides to put those 3 in.
Yeah, you got Magali K-Ruse over here, too. She's down here. She's looking like she's got off her penny. She might be coming on. That's one of those targets that you're looking to get the header on if there's any corner kicks going on there.
So both teams with an opportunity to regroup. And we'll take an opportunity to get a breather ourselves. We'll see you on the other side of this for 10 more minutes of overtime soccer. And this time it's Vermont first to take the field. Hartford coming out of their huddle. It's been an eventful day. Double-digit shots from both teams. 13 for Hartford, 11 for Vermont. Ryan, what do you want to see from this last 10 minutes of soccer?
Well, I want to see these teams continue to push the pace as they're going on to it. We see those substitutions for the University of Vermont have made way, and they are on there for Coach Christy Lefebvre. I would like to see a little bit more up-tempo. I mean, both these teams, they want to finish out here. Julia Carr, of note, you got to look at her. She's got 4 shots, 3 of them on goal. So she's definitely one of those targets for University of Hartford that they're probably going to look to go through. Also, her junior leadership should help them out in here. But big things to know, Sarah Martin, she is back on the pitch for the University of Vermont, as well as Ella Bankert, who have made problems for this Hartford defense and been able to get in behind their line.
Another injection of energy. Good opportunity here from Allie Spencer. Spencer stays on the field in that attacking role. Definitely a more offensive-minded lineup for Coach Lefebvre, as Brooke Jenkins is now playing the holding midfield role. She replaces Anna Keimel. Take that back. That's Keimel on the ball. We'll have to figure this out if there's time. Of course, if a goal comes, the game is over.
Magali K-Ruse, she's on the field for University of Hartford. Looks like she's made way for Bridget Alexander. Or rather, Bridget Alexander's made way for Magali.
Yep, that moves Julia Carr back up into that center forward role. Here's Gamery out wide, called for it and got it, took it down well. She'll drive to the end line and serve. Good attempt, but it's well cut out by Sydney Kmeyer.
She's got a game winner already. So she's won in overtime for this team. She's been able to finish it. She's good. Sierra Stone, she's going to put it up in here. Now you got Maglia Kairu in here. She's the target. If you're looking for a head off of her, she's coming back. She's far post.
Instead, it comes to Nolan. Nolan just misses. Carr drives it into the back of the net, and the game is over.
That is what we were looking for, right? We talked about her. She came in here. She had 4 shots on, 3 on goal, and the junior leader of this team comes up big here in the second overtime against UVM, getting the University of Hartford those much-needed 3 points. We take a look here. Back corner kick coming from the left side of the field. Carr stays far post. She comes in here, bounces off, and just left foots it in there, puts it right past Coco Speckmeyer, and you couldn't ask for a better ending to this match for the junior.
Julia Carr, 4 goals now on the season. That is her first game winner of the year. You can see what it means to her. The joy on her face. And that moves Hartford back into second place in the standings. They trail only University of New Hampshire. That 3 points does a lot, Ryan, for the postseason hopes of the University of Hartford.
Yeah, Coach John Natales, he's going to be happy getting out of this one. Second overtime. I mean, they've spent a lot of time in overtime this season. 4 matches to be exact. Coming up big in here. You know, Julia Carr getting the 3 points needed for the University of Hartford to maintain that lead. Lots of conference movement going on in here. Lots of parity across it. But now Hartford's just separating themselves there, further into the pack.
And for Vermont, still 3 games to play. An awful lot, or I should say still 2 games to play. A lot of opportunity for them to cement their place in the postseason as well. Next up, the Hawks will visit Binghamton in their final regular season fixture. Vermont will travel to UMBC before hosting Stony Brook. Thanks for tuning in to today's match broadcast. I'm Sean Mecke on behalf of Ryan Ginty and our entire crew. So long from West Hartford, Connecticut. Have a great day, and remember, all games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live on the ESPN app, or to watch this entire game on replay, as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.